Hey there, I'm Angela Taylor, co founder and partner with the Dignitas Agency. And as a result of completing the From Overwhelm to Influence series, you'll actually be better prepared to embrace overwhelm and use the signals that you discover to help achieve different outcomes. This course is about completion, not just about finishing the content.
Mm. Hi everyone, it's Stacy, also a partner with the Dignitas Agency. And one of the things we're really hoping that you understand about this course is it absolutely is about having you at the end of this process be more capable, more confident, more effective in an ever increasing and complex world. And we're going to do that by supporting you in the practice of doing that. So rather than just downloading information and knowing about it and having it be knowledge for you, we are going to help you transform that into actual capacity and capability. One thing that we want you to be able to do at the end of this work is to notice what has shifted in your leadership stance, in your leadership presence, in your leadership impact. And if overwhelm used to feel like a shortcoming or something that you weren't quite sure how to make your way through, or that it was a never ending experience, one of the things that this course promises is that you will have a different experience around engaging with overwhelm at the end of it.
Yeah, so you have a new relationship with those signals that we've had all along, but now we understand them better. And that signal will point you toward a change that you actually can make without collapsing into the pressure.
Mm. And one of the things that collapse looks like is not that you don't do your job well or that you're not getting a high rating. When we talk about collapse, we're talking about your experience of perpetual um, overwhelm and being exhausted and feeling like the thing that you're tackling is never ending. And the way that we'll do that is we'll teach you four very specific techniques that you'll be able to come back to time and time again. And those include being able to read overwhelm as a signal. So tracking pace, responsibility, structure through the signal map. Being able to, once you understand that map, engage with that complexity through creating coherence, moving away from this idea that I have to control everything and understanding that as I engage with the system differently, I can be more effective and it will feel less overwhelming. And that's through the coherence map. Then we'll get to where the rubber hits the road by helping you create a decision compass and make decisions with discernment, and understanding what the information is, the logic that's coming your way, but also how to lean into and sense into the future and what's coming and what you understand about pattern mapping so that your decisions, you'll feel more confident and willing to stand behind them, and more importantly, more willing to make them, especially in a complex, uncertain, and volatile situation. And then finally, how do you bring that all together and actually create resonance as opposed to continuing to try to persuade people? I know we've all been in those meetings where you feel like you're chasing cats because you got a yes from this place. By the time you talk to some other person, you get a maybe or a no. And by the time you circle back, everybody, no one knows what you were talking about to start the process and everybody's confused. Well, how do you actually get alignment and action and outcomes in the direction that you're trying to lead people in? And that's through a process that we call the leadership echo process.
Yeah, and let's be clear that that shift from overwhelm to influence, the outcome isn't less responsibility. The outcome is actually cleaner language, more agency, and less reactivity.
Yeah. And then, the great thing about this is you don't have to become an entirely different person through this process. If anything, we're going to have you come into more contact with yourself, who you are, and what your current capabilities are that are already more than enough. It's not about you having to develop more knowledge. It's about how do I sense into that knowledge differently? How do I lead in a different way by leading, by utilizing the things already available to me so that I can match the reality of a complex system with the way that I'm actually navigating that system?
Yeah, I love that you said that you're more than enough, right? Because that's really the truth of the matter. So in this course, from overwhelm to influence, we'll actually help you curate a process in which to carry those experiments forward. That that space, being in the practice and the habit of leveraging these experiments, that's where the real change consolidates.
I think the thing that is really important about this program, which is the fingerprint that we try to put on all of our programs is that this isn't work that sits on a shelf. It's work that you come back to time and time again because overwhelm will return. Because anything that we're helping you address as a leader is a thing that's part of the territory. And so what you'll be able to have at the end of this course is something that you can refer back to time and time again when the need arises. And not only will you have that knowledge, you'll know how to work the process. And the processes that we will be sharing with you are ones that work continually and into the future. So whenever you need that support in treating overwhelm as information, and you find yourself trying to control too much and you really need to develop more coherence, you can go ahead and reach for this course and run through it again because you actually know how to now.